The value of life is about where you place yourself. Once upon a time, there was a young man named Jack who lived in a small village nestled in the mountains. Jack was a curious and adventurous soul, and he loved to explore the world around him. One day, Jack decided to go on a journey to discover the true value of things. He set out with nothing but a small, smooth stone that he had picked up by the riverbank. He walked for many miles, through fields and forests, across streams and valleys, until he came to a bustling city. In the city, Jack visited many different shops and stalls, asking the vendors how much they would pay for his stone. To his surprise, he received many different answers. Some people offered him only a few coins, while others were willing to pay a small fortune. Confused by the varying responses, Jack continued his journey to other towns and cities. Everywhere he went, he asked the same question: how much is this stone worth? In one town, a kind merchant offered Jack a large sum of money for the stone. In another, a wealthy merchant laughed at Jack and offered him only a pittance. Jack was amazed at how the same stone could have such wildly different values in different places. Eventually, Jack arrived at the foot of a great mountain. He climbed the mountain until he reached its peak, where he found a wise old sage meditating in a peaceful garden. Jack approached the sage and asked him, "How much is this stone worth?" The sage opened his eyes and smiled. "My dear boy," he said, "the value of this stone is not in its price, but in the journey you took to discover its true worth. The value of anything is not just in what it is, but in the meaning we give it." Jack was struck by the sage's words. He realized that the value of things was not determined by the market or by what others thought, but by the perspective we brought to them. From that day on, Jack journeyed through life with a deeper understanding of the true value of things, and the importance of placing oneself in the right perspective. The moral of the story: that the value of anything is not just in what it is, but in the meaning we give it, can have powerful implications for how we live our lives and make decisions. One way to apply this lesson is to recognize that our perspective and attitude towards life greatly affect how we experience it. If we see ourselves as victims of circumstance, we are likely to feel powerless and unhappy. But if we see ourselves as active participants in our lives, capable of shaping our own destiny, we are more likely to feel fulfilled and empowered. Another way to apply this lesson is to cultivate a mindset of gratitude and appreciation for the things we have in our lives. When we focus on the positive aspects of our experiences and possessions, rather than on what we lack, we are more likely to find happiness and satisfaction. Additionally, the story can encourage us to think critically about our cultural and societal values. Just as the value of the stone was determined by the context in which it was evaluated, the value of our lives and the things we deem important are often shaped by the norms and beliefs of our culture. By questioning these assumptions and examining our own values, we can gain greater clarity and insight into what truly matters to us. In essence, the story teaches us that the value of anything is not absolute or fixed, but rather depends on our perspective and the meaning we give it. By recognizing this truth and cultivating a positive, grateful mindset, we can live more fulfilling and meaningful lives. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.